All right, when last we left off, we were discussing how to solve problems using this. E, F, G, H, and F, G were all given to be congruent, so we concluded that A, B, B, C, and C, D must all be congruent. So this next one, number 15, says AB is 12, and BC is 2x plus 3y, and BD, which is from here to here, is 8x. And this is a little trick here. BD is 8x, which means CD is 4x, and so is BC, because they have to be equal. So then to find x and y, we know that each of these is equal, so 4x is equal to 12. So x is 3. And then to find y, we also know that 12 is equal to 2x plus 3y. And x we already had, so we take 12 minus 6, we get y is 2. All right. Next problem says a segment joins the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. So we're told that these are midpoints. And again, always mark up the picture, for crying out loud. Okay. Find the values of x and y. Now, the mistake a lot of people make is they say that these two are congruent, which is actually correct. And then they go and try and say that these two are congruent, which we can see just by looking that these are not the same length. But we are right that 4y plus 2 is equal to 7 times y minus 1. But to solve for x, we said that if we connect the two midpoints of the sides of a triangle, that this length is half of this length. So the 3x plus 5 multiplied by 2 would be equal to 12x minus 8. Now we're going to solve both equations. And to make this more fun, I'm going to do them both at the same time. Just solve this part here. I'm going to add 7 to both sides, subtract 4y. And here we get, well, isn't that cute? X and y turn out to be the same. They're both 3. Awesome. And the next one says the segment joins the midpoints of two sides of a triangle once again, so these two are congruent. And these two are congruent. And we're going to do the same kind of thing we did before. Let me just move this to give myself a little bit more room. I'm going to do the same thing we did before. These two are congruent, so 3x minus 2y equals 8. And this segment multiplied by 2 will give me this segment. So that's 14. 7 times 2 is 14, for those of you that weren't aware. And we have 5x minus 3y here. Now here we have another systems of equations problem. And a lot of people get all panicky about these. Remember, we just want opposite coefficients for one of these variables. Well, I can't think of any one number to multiply by to get me opposite coefficients for either one. So you can either try and get opposites for the x's or opposites for the y's. Most people I know will just go right for the x's because they're right there. So I'm going to multiply this top equation by -5 and multiply the bottom equation by 3. And what that's going to do is it's going to give me opposite coefficients for the x's. It'll give me -15x for the one and positive 15x for the other. But you have to make sure to distribute, obviously. And be careful with the negatives. -5 times -2y is positive 10y. That's where a lot of people make their mistakes, is they miss the negatives because they're in a hurry. You know, they got places to go, people to text. So you got to make sure you watch your signs. And then we add straight down, eliminating one of the variables, which the x's eliminate. And look at that, 10y and -9y gives me positive 1y. So real easy, y is 2. Now all I do is pick one of the old equations, like this one here. I put 2 in for y, and I solve. And that's the end.